We're coming to you from the Origin Center at Wits University in Braamfontein in Johannesburg. A warm welcome to the Art Bulletin. After its run in Durban, the African Passion is finally in Johannesburg. With a cast of 20, a choir of 60, the musical journey takes a look at everything, from gospel to R&B to Iskatamia and opera.
We set out to tell the story of Christ in a musical format, and it is sung through from beginning to end, and it is a true South African celebration of the Passion of Christ. And we've done Durban, Port Elizabeth, Cape Town so far, and now we're in Soweto and Johannesburg, and then we move on to Mafikeng, and then back to Durban for a final season. So to celebrate Easter in South Africa this year in a uniquely South African way.
Aspiring writers in Johannesburg are spoiled for choice. All About Writing is hosting a variety of workshops and events in what promises to be a very busy month.
The creative writing course introduces participants to the complete range of skills required for any serious writing project, whether it's a novel, an extended piece of creative non-fiction, or a screenplay. There's a good balance between theory and practice at each session, and the courses are very interactive with plenty of discussion in an informal setting. The courses kicked off with the flagship 10-week evening creative writing course on Wednesday, with the same course concentrated into 5 working days running from April the 8th to the 12th.
The works of 20 visual artists will be displayed in an exhibition titled Africa Re a Bolela at the Constitution Hills Women's Jail from Thursday. Presented by Bataki Collective, the exhibition hopes to stimulate dialogue about the values and principles that embody our Constitution.
The title is Africa Re a Bolela, Africa Let's Talk, and then the second part of it is Articulating the Constitution. And basically they wanted to react to the Constitution in terms of issues that they see happening in South Africa today, looking at various of the rights under the Bill of Rights and critiquing what's going on in the country, largely talking about the right to education, freedom of expression, shelter, all of those kinds of things.
South African photographer and activist Zanele Moholi has won the Freedom of Expression Index Award. The award celebrates the fundamental right to blog, write, protest, and create art, music, and literature.
Moholi has spent the last 10 years creating a visual archive of black lesbian life in South Africa. Chief Executive of Index, Kirsty Hughes, says Moholi has shown tremendous bravery in the face of criticism and harassment for groundbreaking images which include intimate portraits of gay women in South Africa, where homosexuality is still taboo and lesbians are the target of horrific hate crimes. Hughes says the photographer has won the award both for her courage and the powerful statements made by her work. Last year, Moholi's series of black and white portraits, Faces and Phases, was exhibited at the Documenta 13 in Berlin. Faces and Phases are currently on exhibition at the Yanzi Richardson Gallery in New York.
Are you an emerging playwright? Can you prove your track record of writing plays, whether they've been performed, published, or not? The British Council is offering 12 up-and-coming playwrights the opportunity to work with British theatre company Royal Court for 1 week. The workshop will be residential from the 6th to the 13th of July in Magaliesburg.
Primarily, we're looking at developing new playwrights in South Africa and also trying to get new stories out. Post the 1994 elections, I think a lot of theatre has been focusing on apartheid stories and stories about transition, but we believe 20 years on, there's a lot of new stories that South Africa has to tell. So we'll have 3 company members coming from the UK, and they will be working for 2 weeks, because the first group will be coming in from Zimbabwe, and the second week is the group from South Africa. So in those 2 weeks, they'll be sitting with the playwrights, giving them individual attention, making sure that they start developing a new play from scratch. Submission deadline is 14th of April. For more information and application forms, you can go onto britishcouncil.org.za, click on the arts tab, and there will be a listing for a call for new playwrights. Click on that, there's information, there's forms as well. Fill those out, we should receive the forms, and we'll let you know if you do qualify, if you've been accepted.
The first 2013 exhibition by Port Elizabeth-based fine artist Usenobot, aptly titled Verses, continues on his long-maintained thread of provoking and interrogation. The collection will be on display at the Rongbelling Art Gallery from Thursday. The Nigerian-born Obot continues to apply his bold use of color in his latest collection of abstract works which draw in his viewers and collectors with his signature lines and curves coupled with intriguing themes. Verses, which is Usen's first solo exhibition since his In Living Memory in 2010, opens on the 9th of April at the Wrong Berlin Art Gallery in Port Elizabeth at 6 for 6:30. The exhibition will showcase 28 frame pieces and a separate room of installations. The all-canvas collection display concludes on the 30th of April. UJ Arts and Culture will present a season of productions from the classical canon that are spiced up and remixed for our time. The first piece of the project kicks off on Friday. It's titled Desdemona and is based on Shakespeare's Othello.
The interesting thing about doing Shakespeare as a dance piece is Shakespeare's all about the words, and suddenly you don't have any of them to help you. So what I did was I looked at what the story is actually about. And it really is just that universal story of love that goes wrong. We're looking at it from the woman's perspective, because it's a very topical thing at the moment. Women being abused by their partners, women being raped by men that they know, by men that they're dating. A lot of abuse and murder happens of women by people closest to them. So we could look at it from her perspective because it's really, really topical at the moment, and it's a very, very important issue to tackle.
Opposites are turned upside down. Fools become wise and kings become beggars. That's the essence of Jaco Sieberhagen's latest exhibition titled The Carnival, No Dogs Allowed. It's on at the Art Space until the end of this month.
The Carnival is a procession of sculptures that will be on show. Very interesting is that all these floats are drawn by insects or animals that play quite a significant role in the show. So there's a lot of humor. It's got a lot to do with what's happening in society.
With this exhibition, Sieberhagen is joining the carnivalesque tradition. And in a carnival, everybody's equal. Everybody's open. It's an open show for everybody to come see. And what Sieberhagen is doing, he's not trying to commentate. He's just trying to show us what he is seeing happening in South Africa. So for him, his titles of his individual pieces are very important, just as the Carnival No Dogs Allowed is very important.
And that, folks, is how we come to the end of today's Art Bulletin from the Origin Center inside Wits University in Braamfontein in Johannesburg. You can check them out at www.origins.org.za. If it's us at the Art Bulletin you'd like to keep in touch with, our email address is morninglive@sabc.co.za. Our Facebook page is The Art Bulletin, and in brackets, Morning Live. Our Twitter handle is very simple. It's @the Art Bulletin. Until next weekend, it's a goodbye from us.